This is KTVO's Good Morning Heartland.
And welcome back. Are generic drugs just as good as brand names? Well, that might be the question you ask yourself, especially when you see the price difference. To learn more, we have Carla Dwyer. She's a pharmacist at Hy-Vee here this morning, and she's going to break it down for us and kind of just get to the very bottom of it, because I know I always have that question to myself. Sure. Which one is better? Which one should I go for? So is there a difference between generic and name brand medications?
No.
There isn't?
No. If a generic is available, by all means, that's the route to go.
Okay.
It saves a considerable amount of money on most items, and they've gone through the same bioavailability testing. They have to be therapeutically equivalent to be considered a generic, so there's really no reason not to go that route.
Okay.
You're paying for the brand name company's advertising.
Gotcha. So that's why it's a little bit more expensive.
Right.
Because of that. But like you said, there's really no difference.
No difference. I myself would use generic.
Okay.
And I'm quick to recommend them.
Well, perfect. All right. So now let's go and talk about allergy medicine, because I know that we're in the season of allergies.
Yes.
A lot of people are sniffling, coughing, their eyes are itching. I know that I have that problem. So when it comes to allergy medicines, again, you're saying go ahead and go for the generic or store name types?
Right. Definitely.
Okay.
There's a higher price does not mean better product.
Okay.
So there's no reason not to try the generic. By all means, you should ask your pharmacist, which they would recommend based on your symptoms. There's actually, if you look at the shelves, it's full of different products.
Yes.
But you're actually only looking at 5 different things.
Okay.
You've got a decongestant, an antihistamine, there's a cough suppressant, there's pain relievers in them, and there's expectorants.
Okay.
So it depends on your system. On your symptoms. Some of them have all those products in them,
one.
and that isn't necessary.
Really?
Need to kind of pick and choose. So most of the time, especially this time of year, people are having the runny nose, the watery eyes, the itchy throat. An antihistamine works better than anything.
Okay,
and
so
maybe add a
you
decongestant.
Okay, I was going to say, so you don't always need to get one that has a decongestant in it, because you think, okay, I need to go ahead and clear myself, but sometimes that isn't the case.
That isn't necessary.
Okay.
If you have a lot of head congestion or headaches with it, then yes. But if you have high blood pressure or heart disease, then it's not. Then you want to avoid all decongestants.
Okay, so we have those 5 types. Now let's go ahead and talk about, we're going to go ahead and toss some name brands out there when it comes to Allegra, Claritin, Zyrtec. Are all of those pretty much the same? Do we have the generic form of that? What's your take on that?
Right, all of those are available generically. They are what they call the non-sedating antihistamines.
Okay.
There's advantages to that. They don't make you drowsy like a lot of antihistamines do. They are good for 24 hours. So that's why a lot of people favor those. Now, some people find that they're not as effective if they're really having a flare-up with their allergies as the older antihistamines that have been on the market, like your Benadryl or diphenhydramine, your chlorotrimeton, chlorpheniramine, some of those.
Okay.
You get more drowsiness with those and more dry mouth, but they actually sometimes can be a little bit more effective. But you have to take them a little more often. Okay,
so that's my next question. When it comes to taking allergy medicines, is it something that you take every day in the morning, or is it once you start feeling symptoms? What are your recommendations?
I would recommend on an as-needed basis.
Okay.
I wouldn't necessarily get up every morning and say, just know I'm going to need an allergy medication, so I'm going to take it.
Yeah, because eventually you'll get immune to it and then it won't work.
You can, yes.
Okay.
You can build up a tolerance.
All right. Now let's talk about kids and allergy medicines. I know that in the aisles there is a section for kids. Now, is that highly recommended to keep that dose, or could we start eventually transitioning them into these types of allergy medicines?
Several of the allergy medications for children are not recommended for any child under the age of 6.
Okay.
That's been a new FDA recommendation in the last few years. You can get Zyrtec or cetirizine is available down to the age of 2.
Okay.
They can use that. So some of the dosing is very similar to the tablets, but it's very important to make sure that you're paying attention.
Okay, and finally, when it comes to pill form or liquid form or nasal form, is there any nasal spray form, is there any difference between those, or whatever your preference is?
Well, there is a difference between the decongestant nasal sprays are not recommended for use longer than 3 days.
Okay.
You get rebound congestion with them.
Okay.
There's a couple of newer products on the market for a nasal spray. The Flonase is one. It used to be prescription and now is available over the counter. It is a steroid nasal spray, so
Okay.
it decreases the inflammation in the nasal passages, and that will help reduce congestion. Then we have the saline rinses that can be used for kids and adults, and it helps just clear out. Some people are not comfortable using it, but it actually flushes out the sinuses and gets rid of all the allergens in there and can clear that up and gets rid of congestion. It's great for someone that has high blood pressure. It's a way to relieve some of that congestion.
All right. Well, thank you so much. All great information. What we'll do is we'll post everything on our website at heartlandconnection.com. We'll also link up your information with Hy-Vee if anybody has any questions or concerns. So thank you again, Carla, for coming on.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back.